Let me share with you a Zoom call that I did about a week ago for a group of realtors where I walk you through the whole process and show you the inside of the newsletter. Hey guys. Hey, I'm really glad you guys all could make it here. I know that when I posted this originally in the Facebook group, I wasn't expecting the overwhelming response that I got. It was pretty crazy. I was basically just going to start a conversation and uh, post a link to how you could get your hands on the newsletter. But people were asking how I could do the process and how I could how they could go through and get the data. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you how to get the data, and then I'm going to show you how you get the newsletter. I'm going to show you the step-by-step stuff. And then I also want to let you know that I'm not an expert speaker, and I'm also, I'm not a big Zoom guy. I mean, I've been to Zoom meetings, but I've never hosted anything this large. So bear with me. I've got some notes here. I'm going to be going back and forth with some notes. I've got a couple slides I'll show you, and then I got a video little thing that I created that shows you the inner workings of the newsletter and how it's all set up and the strategies behind it and all of that kind of stuff. And then basically at the end of this, we'll have a Q&A, and I'll make sure all your questions get answered. If you've got some questions as I come along, just put them in the chat. That way we can go back and we can reference them if you happen to forget what those questions are. And I know we still got some people floating in here. I got my assistant. We're trying to figure out as a co-host how to do all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is talk a little bit about the data. And I don't, we got people all over the country here. I'm in Southern California, and in Southern California, we're a title state. So I've got a title rep that provides me with the information, and they've given me access to a platform called Title Pro 247 here. And I'm going to share you a screen here, and I can kind of show you um, where we're at here. Hold on a second here. So let me dive into Title Pro 247. And I would say, let me be clear here as well. We deal with Fidelity National Title. Fidelity, they've got offices all over the country. And if your title rep doesn't have access to this, well, Fidelity National Title does. And if you make really good friends with the title rep at Fidelity, they can get you this for free. So let me share. I'm going to go onto the web, and I'm going to walk you through um, how all of this works here. So we're going to share my screen here. Hold on one second. All right. So can everyone see the Title Pro 247? Yes? Okay, yes. All right. So let me log in here, and I'll show you how this whole thing works. All right. So what we want to do with Title Pro 24/7 is we want to create a list. So up here we're going to start, and I'm going to have a screenshot at the end of this. So if you don't want to take notes, I'm going to have a screenshot that walks you through every little step of the process here. So, just kind of pay attention, and then at the end, you can take a screenshot, and then when you get your account, you can walk through all the steps that I'm going to do here. So what I like to do, there's my title rep, don't call her. Um, okay, so what I like to do, I mean, you can do a whole zip code. If you do a whole zip code, you're going to end up with just a boatload of leads, and it'll be way too many. I recommend when you start this process, and if you're going to be mailing something out, you start with about, 300 to 400 leads, and that's probably a good start for you. I like to do the map section here, and I'm just going to type in a zip code that I'm familiar with here. And I also like, rather than doing the satellite, I like to do the map view. That way I have street names that I'm familiar with. Okay, so let's zoom out here a little bit. Take this. Get rid of this. All right, so let's go. a little bit further out. All right, so, and I like to go here where where you can draw a little polygon around the area. So we're just going to draw a polygon here, take it right up, and just do this area down here. Right. And then you want to hit add, and that basically adds the criteria over here. So, let me move this out of the way. Let's move this over here. So you can see where the count starts off at 5,470 leads. That's a boatload of leads. So that's our map view. We've added that. So the next thing we want to do is we want to click on property. And then from property, we're going to go and we're going to come down here and we're going to do length of time. And like I put in the Facebook post, there's 4 different criteria, and length of residence is one of them. And what we want to do is we want to have a minimum length of residence, a minimum of 15 years. Okay, and we're going to add that to our list, and that narrows it down. Now it basically cut it in half. And then the next part is going to be, we want owner occupied residential, and we click on yes here, add that. That's going to narrow it down further. Now we're down to 1,500. And then our next thing is year built. Year built is down here. Why is this over here? Hold on a second. Skip this over. Oh, it doesn't. But anyway, year built. And we're going to hit year built. We want it to be 20 years or older. And there's a kind of a reason for that. Basically, you want somebody that's lived there for a while and lived in a 2-story home. I'll get into, the empty nester aspect of it, but empty nesters are our goal here. So 2005, we'll add that. That narrows it down a little further. And then the next part of it is going to be different for different parts of the country. We want to go 2-story homes, but here in Southern California, they don't give us that data. If I put 2 here and I hit add, it's going to take my list to 0. See how it's 0 now? Because they don't give us that data. So I'm going to go back, and if that happens for you when you're going through this, here's how you get rid of the 2-story thing. If you just come over and you hover right next to 2 stories over here, if you hover over the X, it turns red, and if you click on it, it takes it out of the equation. So that's the 2-story aspect of it, and I'm going to show you in a little bit later how I get the 2 stories on this. So the next part of it is. Oh, you know what? I forgot something here. What happens is this is the free section. Let me back up. Sorry, guys. This is the free section. What you want is, because this doesn't have, and this is probably a good lesson for you too, is it doesn't have demographics in here. It doesn't even give you demographics, because the demographic part of the program costs money. And that's why
It's time reading fun.
What just happened here? Somebody came. There. Can you guys hear me now? Wave a hand. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So I don't know. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. If back, we were in the farm list section, and now I've gravitated over to the premium section, which gives us the demographics section. And what we want to do in the demographics section is we want to put the age of the homeowner. What we do is we do 68 years or older. If you choose to do something older than that, what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with a smaller list. But these people will probably be more likely to move sooner. Because if they're, the older they get, if they're in a 2-story home and they're empty nesters, they're probably not using a big portion of the home. They could be having issues negotiating the stairs, and it's probably a situation where they're going to end up being in a downsizing situation or a transitioning to alternative care or assisted living or something like that. So what I'm going to do here is just to get our list is I'm going to do 68 years or older. I'm going to add that to the list. That narrows it to 533. And so at this point, we've got the criteria that this allows us to get. It doesn't give us the two-story aspect of it, like I said. So what we'll do here is you will hit next, and it's going to give us basically what these 533 leads, it's going to cost us $31.98, which is pretty cheap. One big thing that we'll do in this particular case, because I'm going to be going through a list and showing you how to filter this even further with the two-story aspect, is we want to sort this not by APN. See how your list is going to be sorted by APN here? We want it to be sorted by site address. So this will put all of the homes that are on the same street in order so that when you go through this process, you can just do it really quick, a lot quicker, based on all the homes that are going to be on the same street. So we would click add to cart here and then purchase it with a credit card. I'm not going to do this for the sake of this demo, but that's what you would do is you would hit add to cart. Then it would give the opportunity to enter in your credit card information and purchase those 533 leads for 31 bucks, 32 bucks. Okay, so let me, what's that? And they're yours forever. Yeah, so let me stop sharing here. And so what we want to do at this point is let me go back to my slides and we can go from there. Let me share you the slides. Okay, so we want. All right, so there's the screenshot. Those are the steps that we just went through. So go ahead and take a screenshot of that. Oh, and I just want to be clear that at the end of this, I'm not going to disappear. If you guys want some information, just reach out to me, and I can send you the instructions on how to do all this stuff, or I can even go get on the phone and walk you through it. I'm open to that. That's cool. So like I said, the key step to this whole thing is two-story homes. And like I said, what we're looking for is if our prospects are 68 years or older and they've lived in their home for 15 years or longer, they're most likely empty nesters. And for those of you that don't know what an empty nester is, it's basically someone that bought a big home. They raised a family there. Their kids have moved out, and now they're there by themselves in a big home that they are not using the majority of, and there's stairs that they're probably going to need to negotiate at that point. So, and they'll need to downsize or transition. Okay, so let me go back. Let me walk you through how to find the two-story homes. So here, let's go here. And what I'm going to do is let me go and share with you the process of getting the two-story homes. Okay, so let's go here. So here I've pulled up one of my lists, and as you can see, everything's in alphabetical order and arranged by address. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up here and go to some repeats here so I can show you the whole reason why we did the addresses. We listed them by addresses because it's going to be much quicker in our search. So if we go over here, we've got these here. There's a few of these Birch Creek ones here. And what I'll do is I'll highlight this one here. I'm going to reduce here. We're going to go to Realtor.com. Now you can go to Redfin. You can go to Zillow. I find Realtor.com just a lot easier to use, in my opinion. And we'll go back here. We're going to get our address here. We've got let's highlight this. There we go. So we've got 7067 Birch Creek. We'll reduce this here. I put copy. We'll go in here and we're going to paste that in. San Diego, we want San Diego because that's where our list is. And now we see that that particular one is a two-story home. There's the picture of it. So if we go back to our list and we highlight it, what I like to do is go up here and just put a yellow highlight on it. So that lets me know that that particular one is a two-story home. Then if we go back here, we've got the next one is 7087. And if we reduce this, all I've got to do is hit the back button here, go back to our original search, if it lets me. Okay, we've got our old address still in there. And if we just click here, we backspace, hit 87 and hit enter, it takes us to the next property right away. And that one is a single story. So that one, unless we're going to mail to all of them in the neighborhood, we're going to exclude that one. If we open our list up, we don't highlight that one. We'll go back down here to the next one. It's 7187. Let's see if that one here, there is a two-story home. And we go back here, we hit back. Someone just joined. So that one was 7187 Birch Creek. See how much faster it is if we have them all arranged. Now that one there is a two-story as well. So if we go back down to our list, so 7187, if I click over here and then go up here to hit the highlight, now that one's highlighted. So we would go through all of them. I mean, obviously, once you get to the different names, you're going to have to type those in too. But it makes it a lot easier when we can just type in a new address and leave the street in there. So that's how we go through and determine which are the two-story homes if your county does not provide that information in the public records. And here in San Diego, they don't. Southern California doesn't do it at all, unfortunately. So here we have to go through this process in order to get the two-story homes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, now that we've kind of figured out what the story is on that, is, now that you have your list, basically here, let me go back to my slides here real quick. And okay, so now that we have a list, it's what do we do with them? So, throughout the years, what we did a lot of different things. It's not on. Oh, hold on. There we go. I forgot to click the button. All right, cool. So what do we do now? Throughout the years, we figured out what we need to do with them is we need to build relationships with them. And then it came, the question was, how do we build relationships with them? Well, we tried a lot of different ways. Me and my team, we did door knocking, we did cold calling, you did pop buys. We sent out Me Too postcards. What I mean by Me Too postcards is just, oh, I'm another realtor. List with me because I'm a realtor. Me too, me too. That's pretty ineffective, in my opinion. I mean, it does work. I've gotten listings that way where we just sent postcards out, but for the most part, Me Too with marketing is just a kind of a waste of time. So what we figured out is, we figured out, what if we send a newsletter? And we tried a bunch of different newsletters that were, that we could subscribe to. Most of those were just kind of too much real estate related. We talked to past clients, we talked to people that we were sending it to, following up with them, asking them their opinions, and they were like, you know what? If they're not immediately in a situation where they want to or they need to sell, they're pretty much not interested in all the real estate jargon and all the statistics and market CMAs and all that kind of stuff. It's a nurturing situation. So we decided, since there wasn't anything on the market, that we would create something ourselves. And throughout many different iterations of it, we created a newsletter, and that's kind of what I'm going to share with you here. And we designed it specifically for boomers and seniors. And with all of the feedback that we got from them, we developed a newsletter with all the different stuff that people were suggesting, and basically it's kind of the perfect touch. It keeps us top of mind with all of the prospects. It gives us a great excuse for calling them, because basically what we're doing is we're sending out the newsletter and we're calling them saying, how are you liking the newsletter? Do you want to suggest anything how we can improve that newsletter? And it gives us a great excuse, and it's no longer cold calling these people. You're actually calling them, and it's a warm situation. Hey, I'm Rick. I'm the one that's sending you the newsletter. So it gives us a strong bind, and our competition isn't doing that, so it kind of makes us stand out above our competition, and it's fully customizable. So when you guys get your hands on it, you're going to be able to customize it. And let me just stop right here and tell you. What the situation here is. When I posted this into Zoom, and I don't want to give anyone a surprise. When I posted this into Zoom, my intention was I was going to just kind of build some relationships, and then I was going to post the link to my website so you guys could all subscribe to the newsletter if you wanted to. But since everyone wanted information on how to get data, I decided to do this Zoom call. And so, yeah, there is going to be something I'm going to offer to sell you at the end of this. And it's going to be fully customizable for you. So what I did is I created a video rather than me hold up the newsletter up in front of a camera and kind of show you it. I created a video, and the video is going to show you all the different strategies and aspects. It's very strategically written. So let me stop sharing that screen, come back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the video that I created, and it's going to walk you through all of that. So let me go here, and all right, here we go. The newsletter itself was designed from the ground up to intentionally look very personal, with a down-home nostalgic look and feel. It also contains hilariously funny articles that are dispersed throughout each issue. It is non-salesy and zero pressure. Now let's take a look inside the Tactful Touch newsletter. The Relationship Rocket is fully customizable. You have the ability to change every aspect of it if you choose. But we recommend changing only the items that are in red. This makes things really easy. You could be ready for the printer in less than 5 minutes. First, we have the cover page. Once you've chosen what you're going to call your newsletter, the section at the top is where you rename it. All you need to do is highlight the Tactful Touch text, change the color to white, and then type in your new title. Every issue will start off with an interesting and engaging story. Down in the bottom right of the cover page is the table of contents that shows the reader what's inside. Next, we have page 2 and our next section, which is called Things That Make You Go, Every month we put thought-provoking articles in this section, hence, Things That Make You Go, Next to that is a section that is called Wacky Packages. This will have a spoof of a different nostalgic project each month. It's kind of fun to hear the responses of our readers from this section. They seem to really like it. Next, we have our first referral programming section. Tactful Touch has referral programming sections on each page. These sections work to remind the reader that you are a real estate professional and also ask for referrals without actually asking. You can always insert your own verbiage in these sections if you have something else you'd rather say. Next, we have the mental maintenance section. You gotta keep your brains in tune. This is a new Sudoku game each month for those who enjoy mental stimulation. The answers are at the bottom of page 7. Next is page 3 and our next section, which is called Weird Holiday. These are weird and strange holidays that relate to whichever month the newsletter is going out. These are fun and interesting to read and gives your readers something new and different to celebrate other than the same old traditional holidays. Next is a very powerful section that positions you as a protector of seniors. This tells the reader about a special report that you offer, which keeps seniors from being victimized and scammed when selling their homes. The report explains to seniors why they need protection and who is targeting them. It also explains to them how seniors are being taken advantage of and how you can protect them. This is a super valuable tool that earns you massive respect in the eyes of the senior community. You will also notice that there will be interesting quotes dispersed throughout each issue as well. Next, we have the Health Corner section. This section will have a different health-related article each month. If you'd like, you can always add one of your favorite recipes here as well. Next is page 4. At the top is the Nifty Knowledge section. This section will have a different article related to things that are beneficial for the readers to know and that readers may not already be aware of. This is one of the many ways you are providing value to your readers with the newsletter. Next, we have the riddle in the middle. As the title states, it will be right in the middle of your newsletter once it's printed and assembled. This is one of the most important sections of the entire newsletter. This section will get you personal interactions with your reader, and we know that's all what we really want. The top section will be the current month's riddle, and at the bottom section will be the answer to the previous month's question. You can choose to offer a gift certificate at whatever amount you see fit and whichever method you like. We recommend giving a Visa card. That way it can be spent anywhere the reader chooses. Make sure you respond to anyone that reaches out to you with the answers and let them know if they are correct. And also let them know that you've entered their name into a drawing. This is a great way for you to gather emails, phone numbers, reconnect with past clients, and also meet new people on your mailing list. Next, we have the Fun Facts section. In this section, there will be a different, interesting, and fun piece of knowledge each month. Now we go to page 5. The next section is the Philosophy Corner. In this section, there will be a different philosophical story, article, or quote for your readers to ponder. Next is another section for you to promote your business in a very subtle and non-salesy way. As with all the box sections, you can always insert your own verbiage if you have something else you'd rather say. Next is a section called Senior Moments. In this section, there will be a different funny story or article revolving around senior moments. No matter your age, we all have those moments. This will resonate with readers of all ages. Next is page 6. At the top is a different touching and engaging story each month. Next is another section for you to promote your business in a very subtle and non-salesy way. Next is the Laugh of the Month. This section will have a different joke each month. Next is page 7. This section tells the reader about free reports that you offer. Your subscription comes with a full library of free reports. This shows the different titles of each report. These reports will cause your readers to reach out to you, and also they position you as a trusted expert in the eyes of your readers. Down here it tells the readers that you offer a free subscription to the newsletter. You'd be surprised of how many times readers reach out asking if you'll send the newsletter out to one of their friends or relatives. At the bottom is the Sudoku answer for the mental maintenance puzzle. Finally, we've got page 8. Because of the way the newsletter is folded when it is mailed out, the verbiage here is the first thing your readers will see when they take your newsletter out of the mailbox. This gets the reader more excited to read the newsletter each month, knowing that their mood will be boosted and laughter is coming. Now you're ready to save, print, and mail out your newsletter. Great. So what'd you guys all think of that? Do me a favor and put it in the chat what you think. So once we started sending out the newsletter, when we first started, we just started sending out the newsletter. And it came to a situation where people were, basically they were kind of asking the question of, here, let me go back to my slides here. so that we can get this. There we go. Cool. So, it was like, who the heck's sending this thing? What is this all about? So, what we kind of came up with is we need to send out an introductory letter. And the introductory letter needs to be something that kind of introduces us and the newsletter in a non-salesy way. So we had certain benchmarks of what we wanted in an intro letter. And my thought process was, because I come from a big marketing background, is, you know what, I probably need, a really, really well-written sales letter that's going to introduce us. Um, what should it contain? It should be exciting and create some anticipation around the newsletter. And it would be even better if it had some humor involved in it. So what I ended up doing is I ended up hiring a professional copywriter to write the copy, and it's the introductory letter that we came up with. It's really, really awesome, and it gets a lot of. Is that your phone, babe? Okay, sorry. It gets a lot of attention, and I've also got a really cool way where it gets opened almost every time. And so what I did is I went on to, there's a site called 3dmail.com, and they sell a lot of 3D mails type stuff. And what we did is we ended up doing getting the express mail envelopes, and we put our introductory letter in the express mail envelope, and that's what we mail out the very first time, letting them know that they're going to be getting the newsletter and introducing ourselves. And the great thing about that is it gets opened almost every time. So when they open that, then they're going to look forward to getting your newsletter. But let me just stress here that the newsletter, you're not just sending, we aren't just sending it out to seniors. We've got a lot of different other methods of utilizing the newsletter. We send it to all of our past clients in our sphere. And how we do that is we change those aspects of the newsletter. And what we do in this situation is we put our personal brand here, and we call ours uh, no, we call it "Chew the Fat." That's the Fletcher Hills one. The "Chew the Fat" is chew the Fat with Rick and Kim. That's what we call our personal brand. And we send that out to our sphere of influence and our past clients. Um, Another tactic that we use is we'll choose a 55 and over community and send it out to them. And we change the newsletter in that aspect is we put the community name in the newsletter, and then we just put the word connection behind it. And the reason that we put the connection behind it is it gives the community and the readers, it gives them the idea that you're the neighborhood newsletter, and they read it each month. And if you're sending it to the whole community, we find that a lot of the seniors, they'll talk about it, they'll share it with their friends, they'll share the jokes and the riddles and all of that kind of stuff with all of their friends. Another one is, and this is something that we do here in our neighborhood, is we send it out to the whole neighborhood. And there again, we put the name of the small suburb. Like here, we live in an area of San Diego called Fletcher Hills, and we put Fletcher Hills Connection. And it's kind of interesting because we'll walk the dog, and all the neighbors, they kind of know us, whether they know us or not. They know us because we put our picture in the front of the newsletter so that they kind of see who we are. And as we're walking the dog, they're going, "Hey, Rick and Kim, we know you guys. Thanks for the newsletter." And the feedback is awesome. So that's another aspect. So let me transition here into what you get if you subscribe to the newsletter. You're going to get the introductory letter. You're going to get more tactics than we just talked about. Those are just three of them. There's quite a few others in here of tactics and strategies. You're going to get the senior protection report, which is awesome. We get a lot of people reaching out for that. Another thing that we do with the senior report is when we go to expos, senior expos, and we have a booth there, or we go to events where we have a booth, I'll print up a few of them so that seniors can look at it. We don't give it away because it's about 70 pages long. It's pretty intense. Um, but I'll print up a one pager that gives them. I created a landing page where they could download it themselves in a digital way. So we'll have those printed out, and so they could just take a one-page flyer with that landing page on it, and then they can just go on the landing page and download a free copy themselves. And that works really well. You get all of the reports that are mentioned in the newsletter, and then you get basically the senior locating system is what we just went over as far as going through the title company and all of that. Um, all of that for 97 bucks. And if you guys are interested in taking a look at it, obviously you guys can do this yourself. You guys can go through the data and you guys can send out whatever you want. But if you want to send something out that's already pre-done for you, you can go to the tactile touch system and you can get the whole package for 97 bucks. With that $97, you get 3 months of the newsletter for free. So basically it's costing you about $32 an issue for the newsletter for the first 3 months. And then thereafter, it's $67 a month ongoing. And it's totally done for you every month. I've got about 6 years of newsletters already accumulated because we've been doing the newsletter thing for about 6 years now. And and I was getting all these realtors that were saying, "Oh, you should sell this. Can I subscribe? So basically, I created a situation so that my realtor friends could subscribe, and then I got to thinking, you know what? This could help all the SRES people. So that's why I'm doing this today. That's kind of the deal. If you want a free copy of it, you can go to tactfultouchsystem.com and click on the red "Get a Free Sample" button. And I've got a free sample, and you can take a look at it and kind of see what it's going to look like, how easy it is to customize. It comes to you in a Word doc. So if you're familiar with Microsoft Word at all, you can go in there and make your adjustments and you can kind of get a feel for it. So there again, if you guys want a free sample of it, you can go to tactfultouchsystem.com and click on the red "Get a Free Sample" button. And then another thing I wanted to touch on is that free protector report. What I ended up doing is because I got a lot of feedback from people because the cover of it has a male Superman kind of a cover on it. So what I ended up doing is I have two different versions. You get them both with the package. One version is the female version, and another version is for male. So if you're a male agent, you use this one. If you're a female one, you can use that one. That way, it's kind of posing you as the superhero. So at this point, what I want to do is we will just here. Let me stop sharing this, and then we'll open this up for questions.
We have one will that was asking about the free section on that, and then
Wait.
title reps. Will it include emails? No. Tell them about.
So someone asked if what the free section. Oh, the free section in the title. The title thing, is that what he's asking? You know what? Let me just unmute Will, and Will can ask me himself. How's that sound? Let's go to Will.
I'm right here, but that wasn't my question.
Oh, what was your question, Will?
Oh no, the question started off with, will the leads include emails? Not.
No, those leads in Title Pro 24/7 don't include email addresses.
What's your title rep?
But your title rep may be able to get you those email addresses. I mean, I wish they did because that would be a really, really cool way of marketing to them. But no, it doesn't. So,
Okay. That was the
any other questions? No? Okay. Let's see. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand, and what I'll do is I will unmute you, and we can go from there. Let's see. Karen's got a question. Let me unmute you, Karen. You have to unmute yourself there, Karen. There you go. Hey, Karen.
Yes. Hi, Rick. Thank you so much for this. So I
Sure.
think you mentioned it at the beginning, but so for the, I'm not in a title state, so how would I get access to that list of,
Well,
mhm.
you do have title companies that record title, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you may want to reach out to the title company. I mean, who chooses the title company? Is it you or the attorney?
So I don't work with a lot of title companies, actually. I'm here in Virginia, as you can see from my, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so I honestly don't use a lot. So it would be the attorney, though. It would be
He
the
would he
attorney.
would choose so maybe whatever attorney you are using, like we have escrow companies here. So I built up a relationship with escrow officers and title reps. But I the way I understand it in your state is you deal with the attorney who acts as an escrow person. So
Correct.
I would contact the attorney and see if he has or can get a subscription to the Title Pro 24/7. And maybe he could reach out to the title company that he uses and see if they may have. And there again, if Fidelity National Title is in your area, you might want to reach out to Fidelity and see if they can get you a copy or get you a free account to it. You know, it costs quite a bit, and that's why it's basically a situation where you got these larger companies that subscribe to it, and then they try to get your business by giving you free accounts. That's kind of how it
Gotcha.
works here. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. All right, so Kimberly,
Hi, yes.
there you are. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. It was very thorough and engaging. I have two questions. First, as a Realtor subscriber, would we be able to access any of your archived newsletters?
Well, basically, what's going to happen is, like I said, I have 6 years built up. You're going to get from, when it started 6 years ago, you're going to get all of them going forward forever. That's Yeah.
Okay.
So the newsletters aren't they're basically structured by month, but not by year. So the January issue has the weird holiday associated to January, and any funny stuff that may have a month associated to it would be associated to January. So there would be really no use for you to have archives unless they were associated to years, but they're not. Everything's just basically by the month.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Any other
know.
questions?
Yes. How do you get your content every month? Because obviously you have to keep fresh ideas. And I don't know if you have a particular service or how you get your sections every month, your ideas. Is there, how do you come up with, just new content from month to month?
It's a process. So I have a couple people that I work with, virtual assistants that dig that stuff up for me, and they get it for me. So it's not just one person; it's several people, and there's no subscription service that I subscribe to create the newsletter. It's just something that it's a process that I've done, and I started off doing it for myself. And it was just paying people to do it, and it was basically costing me about $350 a month to create that stuff. So it wasn't cheap. But if I was getting enough business, which I have been getting enough business to justify $350 a month, then it all worked. Yeah,
Great, thank you. That's
sure.
all I got.
Any other questions? No? Okay. Who else do we have?
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
So if I go out here on the Tactful Touch system and look for, you're saying that I can get a free copy of just like one newsletter just to see what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Where do I go to do that? Because I'm on it right now and
Okay,
I'm not
no, it's
seeing what
not
it
on the
looks.
website. You have to go to Tactful Touch
Oh,
System.
free sample. I
Yeah,
see. Sorry.
/free dash sample. And then that's going to take you to another landing page, and you can just download it from there for free.
Got it. Thank you so much. Just want to see it before I order it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And like I said, you can always reach out to me. I'm not going anywhere. So you can always reach out to me with any other questions that you might have.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Once you have the newsletter prepared and you're ready to go, how do you like is it set up so you can just print it as like open 2-page and then it folds, like who do you ship it through and how do you do that?
Okay, so that's a great question, and I have an answer for you. So basically, what I do is I once I customize it and put everything in it that I'm going to be sending out for that particular month, I send it out to my printer, and then my printer puts it on glossy paper. Here, let me show you. Here's a copy of one of them. And basically, what my printer does is he prints it out on glossy paper. You could do it on any color you want. We choose white. If you choose a color, it gets more expensive. And we find that it's easier for the seniors to read if there's high contrast and you've got the white against the black. But basically, what our printer does is he prints it. And this is one that we send out, like I said, well, I was telling before, it's Fletcher Hill's Connection, has a picture of Kim and I on it. And then they print it out. It's an 8-page deal. Our printer prints this, basically it's 4 pages, but they staple it in the middle, okay? And they print it on glossy paper, they staple it, and then they fold it over, and then they put tabs here, and they mail it for us. Okay, then it gets mailed out, and this is kind of what it looks like when it's mailed. And then they put the postage, what do they call it, bulk mail symbol here so that it gets mailed out. And this costs us 98 cents a piece for everything, for them to print it, the paper, the stapling, the tabbing, and the postage, 98 cents a piece to mail. So that's how we do it. Yeah, basically you give them your list in an Excel sheet, you send it to them, and then from there they do everything else, and it's hands off for us. But there again, you're getting it in a Word document. The office, I'm with Coldwell Banker, and the Coldwell Banker at my office they offer us agents free printing. So sometimes I'll go in there and I'll print some for myself if we're going to be at an event where I want to hand some out rather than have my printer do it. It's just easier for me to just have some printed out. I don't staple those ones because I don't have that big long neck staple thing, but we'll just fold them up and we'll have them there at an event for people to hand out. And then if they decide that they want to receive it every month, then they'll reach out to us and say, can you put me on your list? And then at that point, then my printer's sending it to them.
What printing company do you use?
It's a printer company here in San Diego called Faithful Printing. I don't know what part of the country you're in. I don't even know if Faithful Printing would do it for someone. They might. You could call them, but it's Faithful Printing in El Cajon, California.
Okay. Well, I'm in Oregon. I use Bear Printing, so I didn't know they were also in California.
Yeah, you might contact them and ask them what they would charge to do it. It might even be cheaper. You know how everything here in California is more expensive than it is anywhere else. So, any other questions?
So Rick, I have a question from Robert, and he's asking, he was called away. He's wondering if this will be an encore of this presentation. You do film it, right? It's taped.
Yeah, I'm recording this. So anybody, if you want to reach out to me, I can send you a recording of this once we're done. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I don't see anybody
Probably
else.
know where to find you.
Yeah, you guys all know where to find me. So if there's no more questions, I think we'll just end the call here. What would we get? We got right on an hour. Okay, cool. Well, if there's
Can you send the link one more time?
okay, sure. Hey, Will.
Hello, sir. No, I said, could you post the link again? For some reason, the website's not popping up.
The link to the website. Okay, hold on one second.
And the free thing. Do both. You share the link.
There you go.
Find your sample. Tactile touch system.
Okay, so
I can't see it. Hold on a minute.
Do you see it now?
Tactful touch system. Okay.
Yeah, tactful touch system. And if you want the free sample, then here, let me get to that one and I'll show you. Okay, so the free sample is, where is it? There it is. You can download a free sample. That's at tactfultouchsystem.com. Same website, just tactfultouchsystem.com, and click on the red Get a Free Sample button. And then you can download a free sample of it and check it out.
They can DM you too, and you can then.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Kathy's got a question here.
Hi, Rick.
Hi,
This has
Kathy.
been so interesting. What's your ROI on this? And do you have any feel about based on how many newsletters you sent out, how many contacts and how many deals that you're closing? Have you ever looked at that?
Well, it differs all the time, and it also depends on neighborhood. Because if I mean, I've got a small little pocket in Bay Park, San Diego. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's kind of a high-end neighborhood. Obviously, my ROI is going to be different in that neighborhood because the houses, they sell for more and the commissions are larger versus some areas. I mean, I live in a Fletcher Hills, which is right next to La Mesa and El Cajon, much different demographic and much different price points. Our average price point here is probably just $1 million, whereas in Bay Park it's more like $2 and $3 million.
So maybe a better question is when you send this out monthly, do you track how many calls you receive from your newsletter?
Yes.
I don't track how many calls I get, but how I always look at this stuff is if I get one deal out of a big mailing, it pays for that mailing for years to come. Because our average commission's about $25,000 to $30,000 here.
Right.
So I mean, I can pay for a lot of mailings with 25 grand. So yeah, no, I don't keep track of, how many mailings I send versus how many deals I close.
Okay. It's really impressive.
Well, thank you. Any other questions that anyone might have? Yeah, you guys can always.
Fletcher Hills Connection, the name of your real estate company?
No, I'm with Coldwell Banker.
Coldwell
Yeah.
Banker. Okay.
Tactful Touch is just what I call the newsletter itself. It's kind of a play on words in a way. It's tactfully done, and it's a touch that you can touch your prospects on a monthly basis.
Gotcha. Yep. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
like
you.
I was saying before, you guys can always DM me with questions as well. I'll be here for you. Any other questions? All right, I guess
This was $97. Was that the cost for this? Again, I
97.
came in, I got called away. I do
Oh, okay.
apologize.
Here, let me do this here. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen here. Let me go up. Basically, it's you $97 and you get all of this stuff. Here, let me show you.
Yes,
Here.
sir. I'm looking at the Tactful Connections website right now.
Okay, if you're on the website, it shows you all the different things that you get. You get an introductory letter that I had a professional copywriter create. You get
Right.
a bunch of different strategies to send the newsletter out. You get all of the reports and if I don't know if you ended up seeing the video of all of the strategies that the newsletter contains, but on the Tactful Touch site, there's a video you can watch, and it'll walk you
Right.
through all the different sections of the newsletter and what it offers your clients. It offers them a whole library of special reports. It also offers them a protection report that shows them how you protect seniors, and then with that $97, you also get 3 months, your first 3 months of the Tactful Touch newsletter for free. And then after that, it's only $67 a month.
Fair enough. Okay. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
apologize to the group for repeating part of this. I got called away. I apologize.
No worries. No apologies necessary. Okay. Any other questions? I don't see.
I was thinking this started at noon. If you have a recording, can you please share?
Okay, yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah,
what
but-
I'll do is if there's questions in regards to sharing the link in the chat, I'll review those after we close out the session, and I'll make sure that anybody that requests a recording, a link for the recording, I'll make sure you guys all get that as well. Okay. Here, let me go back up here so that anybody, if you want to,
Yeah, back to the.
there. Yeah, so if you want to go check it out, that's where we're at. And let's see here. I guess, since there's no more questions, I'm just going to end the session. I really appreciate all you guys for showing up. And like I said before, if you have any questions, you guys can always direct message me through Facebook, and I'm more than happy to answer anything you guys have. Thank you again, and we will be in touch. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Take
very
care.
welcome.